The Yeah Come On Show, show 163. Welcome to the Yeah Come On podcast. As my boys are laughter. Brett, are you going to do a traditional water sip or are we going to move on? Are you hydrating?
I'm hydrating. I'm drinking purple drink.
Purple drink. All right. One of us is already intoxicated. I'm working on it. I'm drinking some Legends. I'm drinking it out of my little snifter glass. I love these glasses. This is a high-end drink it straight
Those
glass.
are great glasses.
I
You
love
gave
it.
me some of those.
I
Should I
did.
day drink?
Yeah, and a little come out.
I have some,
Legends.
yeah, come on. Should I?
Why you wouldn't
Hell
put
yeah.
Legends?
All right, I'll be right back.
Get some Legends. Yeah, come
All right,
on.
let's talk shit about the kid.
No.
I think he's bisexual. I think the girlfriend's a front. I think he masturbates in that room. I think he plays way too much.
Dude, he
computer.
certainly does. Look at that
Kind of
chair
boring.
behind him.
Is that enough behind his back? Or you
Does
want
he have a
more?
stuffed animal in his bed?
He talks to it at night when he's alone. Hi, George. Calls him George. Why? I don't know. A stuffed animal named George.
Do you think he lets the stuffed animal watch?
George, do you want to watch me do naughty things? George, do you want to go to sleep with me? If George will start to talk. He will turn into a Ted and be like, no.
On Cinco de Mayo, does he call him Jorge?
That-
Oh,
Hey,
I need a
welcome
new
back.
bottle. Just kick this
We
one.
just- You,
Oh
you
my
killed a
God.
bottle? Show me an empty Legends. Yeah, come on, bourbon whiskey.
What's
Bam!
up?
Bam! That's
Boom.
it. Look, and this show is not set up to offend. I hope everybody enjoys, but keep in mind we're intoxicated when we do it, so we apologize. Look at that empty. And look, and I have a full. I need to, you know why? I mean, obviously I get it, but I need to, you need another bottle. When I,
I
see
do,
you-
yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the payment of being on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Cash, and a bottle.
It's a good deal.
By the way, to our sponsors, we love you dearly. We're going to get to you. You guys, by the way, anybody that sponsors the Yeah Come On Show podcast, it's because we believe in your product and we love you. And these are good damn people, because only good people would support this podcast.
It's true.
Bad
Dude.
people hate us. They hate us.
Steve, how many times in your past have you had to tell a woman cash, gas, or ass?
I've never said it.
There's no way you haven't ever
Have
said
you implied? He's implied it.
I've
cash,
implied.
gas, or ass. Nobody
Yes.
rides for free.
Oh, speaking of, if you get a chance, I wish we could play music on this, but then they take our cheddar. That's why we play reverse audio of Thunder at the
Mhm.
beginning of every show. Loved walked in. And why I plug you guys, I don't know, because the band has not responded to me to let me play it. But dude, when you talk about No One Rides for Free by Rat, that's my anthem. That's
Mm.
that's my song. I almost said that's my dog, but Randy Jackson wore that shit out.
He really
I'm bringing
did.
it back.
He killed dog.
No,
he
fuck that.
ruined
I'm
it.
bringing
He
it back.
ruined it. Don't bring back my dog.
I literally
it go.
just talking about this on Shannon's podcast the other day, which I was telling you all about. I was like, dude, I'm trying to bring,
Oh, you were on
back
the
dog.
The
The
Shannonberg show?
Shannocast. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Shannonberg
He-
podcast.
Here's what he does. He cheats on us. And do you mention us when you're on other shows?
Hell yeah, dude. We talk shit about you trying to get a job.
Oh. Speaking of, two of us are unemployed on this fine program. One of us is an employed individual, not at just one company, two companies,
Three
and
companies. Actually,
three.
technically, I have 4 sources of income coming in.
So
right
so
now.
let me name them. First off, there's your company. What do you call the company that you dress in khakis?
Impact.
You're at Impact, and tell people quickly what Impact does, because a lot of my friends work there.
I'm a part of a media team that helps financial advisors use media as a tool to
All right.
create new leads.
He gets paid to not know what he does. He couldn't even.
He's a
I was
people
trying to make it
person.
sound like super smart. Yeah, I'm a people person.
I'm a people person.
This is
Where's
what
my
I do on
I
the
talk
side.
to-
Where's
I
my
drink.
stapler?
So
Give me my
he-
stapler.
All right, so Evan, he does Impact. He now got a job over at 680 The Fan doing some
Yep.
weekend work
Johnny
for the
Baseball.
for the
I'm
Braves.
wrapping up. Tomorrow's my last shift at WSB, which I got a check from them today. I still have one more coming,
Good
and
lord.
then I get the check from this.
And then the other thing he gets a check from is, I don't even know if it comes in a check. I don't know if you're on Bovado or what gambling source you do.
I use
you
bookie. I use all my gambling's illegal, 100%.
All right, well, you just made $2,000 illegally that you will not pay taxes on, I assume.
Yes, I will.
dude.
Wink.
Dude,
Hey,
like,
hey,
you wouldn't-
government, suck it. I
Yeah.
expect it to be cash.
You
You're
wouldn't-
not hearing about it.
You win $2
That's
grand.
that's what you're saying, not me.
No, yeah, I'm
and
definitely
I-
gonna pay tax on this.
Dude, I'm
Brett loves paying taxes.
by the way, I
If
will
they-
name our incomes. Evan and I are getting unemployment from the state of Georgia. We both get 365 a week. Neither of us have seen our check yet because it takes forever. And we get it taxed. I'm getting taxed 16% on that baby. So I do the right thing by our government. Thank you. Brett, I don't know if he gets taxed on anything.
The difference between you and me is I look unemployed right now. Like you see me and you're like, oh yeah, that guy's going through a spot. You're a professional. You'll land on your feet. You look at me and you're like, that guy has got to do some reflection and some change.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm stepping back. I'm currently, and I want to put this out there because this could help me before we get into your gambling, Brett. I am now a part of a group that buys and sells businesses. So I'm looking at all my friends that have owned plumbing companies, heating and air businesses for 30 years. Either you're passing it down to your son because your dad passed it to you, or you started it. But if you don't have kids, or your kids are like, watched you do it their whole lives and don't want to have anything to do with it, it's time to sell. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm trying to put people that want to sell with people that want to buy. And I'm kind of a middleman for a group that does that. And so that's my new thing. So if you want to sell, contact me, regardless of what your business. I don't care if it's a dog grooming business. Let's talk. So that is one of my streams of income. I'm selling things in the home. I'm about to sell a 96 Rock Heck with a Hole Man jacket from 1993, Budweiser jacket. And I don't know what it's going to go for, but it's mint condition, never worn.
You need to do auction that one. Don't put a rate. Be like starting bid is 500 or something.
It's a mint. I almost hate to give it up, but my wife's looking at me. I got to give up stuff. So I'm also offering up my services for your company for a day or for a week where I'll do social media, and I have a social media company that helps me.
I would love to talk about this because my friend group is discussing utilizing you for a day.
Please
like
do.
Everybody throws in $100, and then
and
then they all have infant children, and we're gonna have you babysit for an entire day while we all go bar hopping.
That's funny.
We actually have I have an entire group text that we're discussing. It would only cost 100 each.
All right.
And I don't have a kid, so I don't even have to throw in money on this. Yeah, I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
I'll babysit your wife in a diaper. But no, we'll do whatever. Fine. But that's the answer is yes, I'll do that. Then my buddy Evan, you're just unemployed, right? You're getting unemployment. Are you doing anything on the side we need to know about, or how can we help you make money?
I just did the Gladiators thing that paid a couple $100, so that was cool. But yeah, just I've got
cheers.
I've got I'm not really talked about it, but I have like a little extra money from my Twitch streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a live show on Mondays on Twitch.
How do we find you?
You just go to Twitch. I'll put it on the screen. It's twitch.tv. It's on my friend's channel, actually, not mine this time. It's called twitch.tv/robotgiggles.
Okay.
We should totally get her on the show sometime. She is awesome. But yeah, doing a live show.
I'm here to help any way I can because Brett needs no help. 3 radio jobs and $2,000.
I know, it's insane. You couldn't just be like, hey, I got 2 buddies. I got 3 jobs. There's 3. Like, you can't. Come on, Brett.
Yeah, it's not like we haven't both
hang on.
radio and are trying to get a
you.
goddamn gig. I mean, who did he bet on to win $2,000? Did he?
I don't know. I kind of once my bracket was sank, I kind of was like, well,
everybody's bracket sank.
I know.
I was around one guy that had San Diego.
And my alma mater, Kennesaw, lost in a heartbreaker. So, that kind of torpedoed some of the.
All right, did you really? It doesn't matter whether you went to Kennesaw. You have to know better. I went to Georgia State, but I wouldn't bet.
We looked good though. That's the thing. Here's the thing.
All the money.
All right,
I want it. I'm trying to grab it. I want your money. Dude, tell us how you won all the hundies.
So I got invited into you guys ever do like Super Bowl squares?
Yeah.
Who does it? I mean, that's the one thing that I think everybody does. They have a Super Bowl party. You got to have 10 plus people to make it work at least. But
yeah, because you got 100 squares. But so I did one for March Madness. And it was like $110 a square. It packed out. And then whoever hit the final game got $2,000.
And
Your boy hit the final fucking game.
My man.
And I'll give you this.
That's great odds.
I had the horniest numbers on the board.
The horniest numbers?
I was square 69.
Nice.
That's what I would have chosen. I love it.
Loser 9 somehow. So I was 69.
Nice.
It was about to happen. Here's the kicker, though. And this is what I want to talk to you guys about. The wife, not a big gambler.
Sure.
And I come home, I'm all jacked up. Hell yeah, we just won. She goes, yeah. And now we got to kick a tip back to the person running the whole thing. So what the fuck are you talking about? You don't tip somebody for running squares. No. You don't tip somebody for running your fantasy football league.
No.
Well, then we don't get invited back.
That is a sacred bond that a commissioner of a fantasy league takes upon themselves. It is a God-given right that they take and they hoist. It is a noble thing. It is a thankless thing, but it is not something that you expect something in return for doing.
Well, I'm second guessing it to an extent. I know the type of person I am. Like, I would give somebody something like a bottle of my liquor or something before then. My wife would also say, what did you give them? Anything for doing it? I can hear my wife saying the same thing. What was the entry amount?
110.
I mean,
hey, now get this.
You
the
won
person running the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
The person running the whole thing also won some money and had 2 squares as well. So they had better odds than I did of winning.
Did they? It's almost like you want the person that does it. Everybody should pay $1 more or $3 more, whatever. The person running it should be able to do a square for free, my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Which like 110 seems to be like a weird number. So you'd think that they were taking 10 off the top of each entry. Like I'm in one that's
they might have, dude,
$10, and the person they say it up front. You pay me $10. Only 9 goes in. I keep 1 of every 10.
And I don't have a problem.
Which makes sense.
Yeah,
it pays for the software, it pays for all this stuff, and it pays the person to run it. And if they win, they win. But there's like 800 people in this March Madness bracket, and I'm going, yeah, that's fine. Dude made $800 just running it for a month.
Do something nice for them in the $30 range, where they like wine or get them a bottle of liquor. Like I would buy them.
Yeah, she suggested tipping over $200. She said we need to start at 10%.
No. The most you would tip in that situation is the entry fee, which is 110. That's your top. And I don't even think you.
I even think that's a lot.
No, 110 is your top. $30 is a nice gesture.
I would give a 20 to this guy. All he did was run a squares bracket, right? Like he didn't.
All they did was fill it out. Like and here's the thing, it sold out in 30 minutes or less. So it wasn't like they were pulling teeth trying to find people to join this thing. It's been like a thing going on for years.
You'll never win it again. You've had your moment. So what do you do if it bounces you out? You need to move on. But if you want to be nice, get them a bottle of everybody. Y'all should.
Yeah, come on.
Yes, I will give it to you free.
I actually think that like a nice bottle of something is a better gesture than like $20. Yeah, I think saying like, hey, thanks,
I got 8 bottles of bourbon right here, brand new, up under me. One of them's that Metallica one too that I've never opened.
Oh, that's a good bourbon.
Because this is what I drink because I made it and I love it. But I'll give them away as gifts. Or, I want us to actually have a studio in the house here and build a bourbon bar. I'll put them up on the shelf and let people, if they want to have something else, they can have it. But I'm telling you, every time somebody gives me a bottle of liquor, I always appreciate it, Brett. It is a nice surprise. My wife would want a bottle of wine. I would want liquor. Find out what.
Yeah, I was thinking like a nice bottle of wine, but I thought starting tip. And I hated walking in and being all jacked up. And I was like, well, we got to give a kickback to the big guy. I was like, what the fuck are you like? I'm not tipping my bookie.
Not.
Yeah, you don't
do not have to give a kickback to nobody.
Here's my favorite thing is I text my friend group and I said,
they're all like, if it wasn't for me and I didn't put this together, you wouldn't have won.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Let's say it's not a gambling, which I think even more so. If you win the lottery off a ticket someone bought for you or something like that, you tip them a little bit, but you don't you won.
No. If somebody gives me, so you're saying, if for Christmas, I give you give me a scratch off ticket and I scratch it and I win $500.
Mm-hmm.
Am I supposed to toss
500? No, 500 above 1,000. Yes.
See, but here's the thing. Once you cross 1,000 in that situation, you don't go to the gas station and get the money. You have to drive down to the lottery office, fill out tax information.
I think if you win big, I'll
I'm
say
gonna
if
tell you
win,
to suck it. That's my money.
I would at least buy some.
I'm not even fucking around.
I would say like a bottle of something, or maybe
Yeah.
another ticket, right? Be
I
like,
win.
hey, man.
I win $10 million, Evan. I'll give you $300K.
Here, yeah,
Okay.
there you go. I agree. I was given in the studio on our old morning show on Rock 100.5. I was given a scratch off on my birthday, St. Patty's Day. My birthday's the day before, and it was a fake one, and everybody was in on it. But me. And I scratched it, and I wasn't paying attention to the small writing because I was given like 8 scratchers. So I'm scratching them, and this one was in the middle.
Oh, that's a good way to do it. Damn,
I got sucked in.
Slip it in there. Damn,
I won $10,000, and I'm like, oh man. So I literally went in the break room because we freaked out that I won, and I said to my father-in-law, I said, man, what do I do? I got to give these guys something. So I was writing a check to Bailey, to Brandy, to Nate. I was giving Bailey like $250 because he gave me the scratcher, Nate 100, Brandy 100 because I didn't want to celebrate in front of them.
Yeah.
I wrote the checks, handed it to them.
That's funny.
Before I realized it was a fake scratcher. So yes, Brett.
Please tell me they all cashed them.
No, they were going to, and they didn't. They were good about it. They threatened to do it.
Yeah.
Bailey swore he'd already deposited his. But I'll tell you, I think there's a mark of winning. Bet. I think it's 10,000 plus where you give them a percentage. Otherwise, you don't have to give anybody anything. That is why I will never give anybody a scratcher. I never have, other than my wife, because that'll become my money. I give nobody because I would die.
Oh yeah,
I'm one in front of me.
Well, then there was the argument of, well, you got to tip the bartender when you win and playing Keno. And I was like, well, that's completely different. If you're sitting at a packed bar and you're asking the person who's getting paid off of serving drinks to everybody to stop what they're doing and put this thing in this fucking machine over here so you can look at numbers on a board. Yeah, if you win, throw them money because you may have just screwed up one of their tips.
Yeah,
fair enough.
So you like, and if you want to get your numbers in on time, you need to let the bartender know, hey, whatever I win, you're getting a percentage of it. Like we're a team now.
5%.
Yeah,
5%.
I would give them 20% if bartending in that situation. You're not gonna. That's what you're gonna tip anyways on your drinks. That's fine. 20%. I've never won in it.
What if you win the $100,000 on Keno? Now you're gonna give that person.
No, they get $100. They get $100.
You said 20%. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 5%.
I'm not gonna tell them 20%. I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna give you a portion of my winnings. I'm not. But I
don't even think you tell them. I think you just do it, right? I think you just.
There's
you
no
don't have
way.
to be like, hey, is it cool if I sit here? I promise. No, you just give that because
where's the threshold? Where's the fucking threshold?
You're gonna tip them anyway.
All my friends said that I need a tip. I need a tip out of this. All my friends said, you need a tip. You need a tip. And I turned and looked at them and I said, you guys have never paid me to run the fantasy football league. And I've ran it for us for years.
There you go.
I gave you $700 a few months ago because you won it.
It sounds like we're arguing. I don't want people to listen to an argument. Life's tough.
Right, that's fair. We're hot right now. We're
hot. We're going to take it down a notch. And I'm going to tell you, there is no rhyme or reason. The fact is, can you
Thank
sleep?
God I got a fan over here.
God
sleep?
Damn you, Brett Barney.
Can you sleep at night? That's what you have to ask yourself. And by the way, with 3 jobs, you should have some chick in a bikini fanning you. I would. I would. One thing I wanted to move on to is I got a strange offer in this world of unemployment because a lot of people, they come out of the woodwork and people have ideas based on your personality. So a lot of people are like, Steve, why aren't you doing a reality show? There's 22 years difference between you and your wife. You got 2 kids. You're out of work. This is perfect. Or Steve, why don't you host a game show? There's all these little game shows you could do starting out slow on YouTube, work your way up. I know a guy that does
Please,
it.
God, tell me reality show.
Yeah, I would love to. But no, this guy's a comedian and he's in LA, but he has connections. And so does the entertainment reporter, and I'll throw her name out, Chloe Malas, who's a very good friend. She's on CNN every day.
Let me pick up that
entertainment. She's a good, huh?
I'm picking up that name.
I'll name drop my ass off. So, but Chloe's helping me out with some connections. But there's a hot blonde that used to be a bartender in Buckhead. She owned a bar in Athens. A lot of people know her, and she's really sweet. And she's like, Steve, let's go. she's married. I'm married. She's like, let's go out to LA, and you'll meet this guy, hang out. And she wrote in the little text, she goes, separate rooms, same buffet breakfast is what she wrote. It sounds pretty innocent. She even said, based on my unemployment, I don't have to use Sky Miles. She would pay for the airline ticket.
Extremely generous. So it's funny you bring this up because I actually had a similar situation this past like a week or two. After I got let go, a friend of mine invited me to sit down with her in Florida because she works for Disney, and she was like, "Oh, yeah, we'll go hit the parks. We'll do a good time." Because I kind of did the same thing when she lost her job a few years ago, where I was like, "Oh, come visit. We'll show you a good time." And I got a cocked eyebrow from a friend of mine being like, "You're gonna go stay with your friend who's single? Like, are you sure? Is your girlfriend cool with that?" And like, Corinne obviously she's fine with it, but like, is it weird to have done that?
If I was single or had a girlfriend, it depends. I don't know you and Corinne's exact situation.
You guys got to flip it. Steve, are you going to let the wife stay with a single guy? Evan, are you going to let Corinne stay with a single guy?
Ooh.
Just flip it first. Flip it
Good
first
question.
before you break it down. Like, would you allow them to do it?
I can't.
I would. I trust.
I think Steve. I 100% think Steve would. I mean, that's the mother of his kids.
Yeah. She's
she's not going to do anything.
Let's be real. If she was going to leave or upgrade, she would have done that a long time ago.
Because I'm not easy, and secondly, I'm not even employed.
Right.
So she's still here. I don't know if she's packing bags because I'm in the basement doing a show. I don't know what's going on upstairs. But
I'm recently unemployed. I don't know what I have to offer anymore. She could be gone with this random guy.
I don't think it's sex because that room looks like you have sex by yourself a lot.
Yeah, this is a jack off room.
Oh God.
You like my second chair here, just in case
he said it. He did it.
My second chair here is just to mix things up, but feeling fancy.
Oh my God. All right. Well, you know what, Evan? God bless you. Looks like you're doing a little cheating anyway. So, in your situation.
So what's the deal?
That doesn't count. That's just between me and God. That's not cheating.
You know who they say watches when you do that? It's like if you do anything they say, if you're in the mirror. No, like the mirrors, a lot of people think those are the windows to heaven or whatever. And the people, if you do something odd in the mirror, they see it. I picture every time I do something horrible, God and Jesus watching, along with my father, my aunt, my uncle, everybody that has gone before me, my grandparents. I'm like, oh God.
So every time you help yourself out, you picture your father watching.
I picture Steve's dad too.
Me too. It helps.
First off, my dad would walk away. My dad's not going to watch, number one, the finishing. He'll just notice what I'm doing and walk away in judgment.
Oh, yeah. You think
he's not going to watch the whole ordeal. Anybody that sticks around for the finish, that's a sick individual. Nobody.
I mean, he was an artist, though.
He was an artist. I think
Jackson Pollock.
I think even Jesus.
That's what I'm about to make.
I think Jesus turns off the TVs. I think even he's like, okay, we'll get back to Steve in 20.
I know this is my
20 minutes. Son. Jesus Christ, dude.
I go through a lot of different motions. I try to go through 3 videos before I end it.
He's like, oh my God, it's Good Friday. Come on, man.
I like
this is my day.
MILFs turn me on because I never had sex with anybody over 25 years old when I was single. So, and now my wife is like 35 and I'm going, wow, you're getting up there.
Old.
Yeah, old woman.
Put her out to pasture.
Yeah. I would say anybody listening to this podcast would probably go, yeah, their wife would have to be wide open. If it's a friend, childhood friend or whatever. Yeah. I think you either trust or you don't trust. If I would think about what I was putting my wife through, like, should I do this? Should I not? Not that I think I'm weak or going to do something, but in the grand scheme of things, man, if you got a good marriage and stuff, you're fine. A girl, you should treat a girl the way you do your guy friends.
Yeah. I mean,
this is like person. They're just a person.
This is a good friend of mine. I wasn't like, I don't think Corinne was worried about it. It's more like, is it like, am I weird for not thinking that this is weird? No,
that just tells me you're normal. Usually the person
I don't think it's weird.
Anybody that thinks it's weird is probably a little bit jealous. Jealous type of individual.
Wait, what was the
you got to be
arrangement?
wide damn. You don't have to be wide damn open. Don't get me wrong. There can be a little pinch of jealousy is good for a relationship. but there's a lot of people that are either insecure or really jealous, and they would never trust you.
Mm-hmm.
What was the sleeping situation here? Because Steve has the separate rooms, but the shared buffet. What were you doing?
Oh, same bed, naked.
Dickhead.
No, she had a guest room.
Yeah, then who cares?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Do you know I have literally slept with 2 naked girls and not had sex, where they just stayed over. One was a bud girl, and she stayed over, and she's like, "Look, I don't wear clothes when I go to bed," and I'm like, "It's all good. I mean, I don't care. You're a friend, whatever. Sleep nude. What do I care?" She did,
Yeah.
and I didn't. See, and I thought it was pretty nice of me.
Huh.
Can I be the sick brag and be like, I've done the same thing?
Yeah, I look, but why not? You look back at your single days. It depends on how wide open you were and what was going on. None of us are bad people. I'm not going to use the R word, but none of us would dare do that. Nobody's a Bill Cosby slipping anything in anybody's drink. It's your body. It all depends on how you look in the body. Look in Europe, everybody's topless. Here we wear tops. I don't know. Yeah. Once again, we're getting in a little heated situation. It's all up to you. So I say, go.
All right.
I'm giving you all the green light, both of you.
Yeah. Oh, Steve, I think is totally fine. Like, yeah, I could see why somebody might cock their head, but like,
I mean, that's also somebody that I assume is insecure in their own relationship.
That's totally what it is.
Those are people that need couples counseling. You need to get through it.
Oh yeah.
Get through it. Figure it out. Get rid of the jealousy. Man. Anybody goes through somebody's phone. I see my wife on her phone all the time, doing a little text, middle of the night. I go to bed. She's on the phone. I don't worry about what she's doing.
Yeah. I did that one time in a relationship, and I was like, why did I do this? This was stupid. Like, because I was like, I know I was way younger, right? I think I was like 20 or 21. And I was like, oh, I know she's talking about me. And she was, but it was like very like, oh, Evan always does this. And it's like, oh, why this doesn't make me feel good. And also I don't think it's totally unfair to like she was venting to a friend of hers. It was totally above board, you know?
Did she say that Evan always masturbates? Is that what she
said? She was like, he's got this second chair and he'll get it. And he's more into the chair.
I don't know how old you are now. Are you even
20,
in your 30s?
29.
30 in July.
Yeah.
All right. Cheers.
I know I'm not going to be a young buck anymore.
I like doing cheers to anybody because it allows me to drink. It is weird. Like when you're in a conversation, at what time do you pick the moment to take a sip of alcohol?
I know.
Cheers.
Oh, right off the bat. Once you get it, just hammer that sucker.
Grip it and rip it.
But I will tell you, couples counseling for me, I did it prior to getting married, and that works. And I actually went with one of our sponsors, David Markwell, and that's Markwell Counseling. You just go to markwelltherapy.com. But David is fantastic, and he was a fan, knew I was getting married. We talked about it on the regular guys at the time, and he offered it. And I said, why not? And man, we went. He gave us 8 sessions, learned a lot about each other. For instance, I'll give you one thing. I'm a lion, which means I think I'm kind of like I'm into myself, a little number one, and I'm loud. My wife is an ox. She's a little more quiet, reserved, and she pulls her weight. And because he even associated us with animals. So now that's always in my head. And it made sense. And it's just really neat to learn about each other. And you talk and you get in. It's when you have a middle person there, it helps. Obviously, if you have other issues, I mean, I think David talks to people, God bless them, that are suicidal. He talks to people that are going through something or, split personalities, whatever.
Oh, he does what's it called? DID?
I think he talks on so many levels. He has an entire group. So there's like 3 or 4 counselors under him at his location in Marietta. And I've been out there in the waiting room, and there's been kids 8 to 14, I've seen them, and they're going in to talk too. I was a guy that in the 7th grade, I was going to a counselor just because I was so hard to deal with my parents, and I was so stubborn. So we were trying to figure out what was the issue and why I was the way I was. And they recommended me go to a private school. So I went to a Catholic school for a year and it helped.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just not adjusted. It could, you just need some counseling, and it's so hard to reason with a boyfriend and a girlfriend working it out. You got to be very mature to see the other side. Sometimes a third person helps.
Yeah. I mean, not to get too into the weeds, but I'm very pro like therapy, couples therapy, right? Because like our brains are not wired to do like communication. This originated as a way to be like, like water, saber-toothed tiger behind you, like sleep here. It wasn't, like to express, we're not really built to express these like complicated ideas and feelings in a lot of ways. So having somebody who's a professional who helps like be a catalyst for that is, I think, important,
And it's a hip thing now. I know a lot of couples that are doing it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people.
Dude, I know lots of, not even just couples, just regular, like just solo people. Yeah. Just, mental health. People need it.
Yeah. I'm in therapy. I don't want to tell myself, but I do it once a month.
I love it. Me and Brett both were like, huh?
So, well, I do it once a month. I just check in, it's not like crazy.
Well, why not go to David Markwell? Who are you going to? Don't mention their name. We only have one psychiatrist on this fine.
Oh, I forget who it is. I started going to them before I joined the show. Though I have thought about switching to Dave, but I wasn't sure if it would be like a conflict of interest because I'm on the show.
No, he'd love it. David knows all about me.
That's true.
We should have David on. We'll have David.
Should have David on.
We'll have David on next week. So David Markwell, we're talking about you. We'll bring you on. Real quick, what is your psychiatrist? What do y'all talk about? What's going on with you?
Well, so I have anxiety. And like what?
No, I just thought it was kind of a rude question to ask. That's why I was laughing more at Steve's question, not at your I totally get it. Like, dude, I get anxiety. I think everybody gets anxiety. I mean,
well, okay, right. It's a scale, right? It's like diabetes, right? Like diabetes is not like you have it or you don't. It's like a scale of like how good you are at processing it, right?
Okay.
And so anxiety is really similar, and then it's like, yeah, everyone can have a touch of anxiety, but really it's just like it's your like fight or flight response just being like cranked up to fucking 11,
So in other words, you wonder whether to fight with your girlfriend or leave her.
Right. Or like if I have like a thing that's like sometimes, I mean, I've learned to manage it over the years. It was really, really bad in my early 20s and my like late teens. But just like something like if there was like a paper due, right, in college, that stress level that like most people would normally feel like a 6 of like, I gotta get this done. It's stressful. I would sometimes feel like a 10, like, which is silly because it's just a paper, but my brain is like, no, this is life threatening. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I can't get there from here because I've never felt that way. But I can understand what it was doing to you.
Yeah, that's what it is. So it's more just to keep in check and make sure that's all like good and managed, which it is,
Brett, and what about your anxiety, Brett? You obviously feel.
I guess I'm at the 6 then because I don't think I've ever gotten to the point where it's a 10, but I'm more like I'm an asshole. I think you guys both know this. I will snap on somebody really quick, then I have to turn around and be like, I didn't really mean that. You just caught me at a bad time, in a bad situation. Like I had so much going on. Or like one of my issues, I'm sure you guys get this because you're both creative, laying down at night and trying to go to sleep. I just can't sleep because I got 1,000 things running through my mind and I can't shut it off. And like you try all these different things, counting things, thinking about things. And then next thing you know, you're like super sleep deprived. And I don't know about this with you guys. The more sleep deprived I get, the more intense the thoughts go and the quicker they go and the more ridiculous they become.
No, dude, that is totally part of it for me. Like it, like that exactly is part of it for me.
And when you're a creative thinker, you're right. Bedtime and shower, the 2 times where I come up.
Oh my God. Shower is my number one place for writing. I wish I could have a board in there. I can't tell you how many times I've jumped out of a shower, grabbed my cell phone and written a note on it. And I'm soaking wet.
I do the same damn thing so I don't forget it. I have had confrontations that never took place where I talked it out and knew what I was saying. I was anticipating what they were going to say and worked it out in my head. But the shower, I'm bathing and thinking. That's probably where I think the most. It's weird.
When you really get down to it, it's basically just meditating, right? That's what it is, right? It's just you thought with yourself and just kind of letting your thoughts go and go. It's good. It's good for you.
But then I get turned on when I get out of the shower because we got a lot of mirrors, and I'm like, God,
damn,
woo! Look, son, you should take pictures of him and put it up. Steve Senior. Right now that brings us to a lovely break. I hope the show hasn't been too confrontational. We'll have a little bit of fun. Thank you for listening to the Yeah Come On Show podcast. Joe Bees, he's the man with bee pollen. Let me tell you, go to joebees.com. He's got a special right now. If you tell him Southside Steve or the Yeah Come On Show sent you, he's going to give you 4 months free. You buy a year supply, you get 4 months free of bee pollen. So right now, just go to joebees.com and put in there, how did you hear? Yeah, Come On Show, Southside Steve, and ask for 4 months free. David Markwell, God knows we talked about you, son. MarkwellTherapy.com, a proud sponsor of the Yeah, Come On Show podcast. Ridgeline Counseling's the name, but go to MarkwellTherapy.com. Circle 285 for all your insurance needs. Neighbor just did it. I just re-up. You bundle it. You get it all at one location, home and car. Get an umbrella if you got a trampoline in your backyard, but do it all through circle285.com. They will quote you and get you the best rate. Legends, Yeah, Come On Bourbon Whiskey. 2 out of the 3 of us are drinking it. The 2 that are unemployed are drinking it because we are ready to hit the streets and live under a bridge. Secondly, Oxygen Financial, who won't let us live under a bridge because they're going to tell us how to make money and make your money make money. That's Ted Jenkins, Oxygen Financial, with 3 locations in the Atlanta metro. We like the one in Alpharetta because that's where our studio is. That's our sponsors, and I just wanted to move on to a wonderful little story. I mean, obviously there's a lot going on. You know, as you're watching this show, the Masters would have ended. We're right in baseball season, and I just want to say, we'll just do it here. Does anybody have an idea who they think is going to win the 2023 Masters in Augusta?
John Rahm. I'm sitting here watching right now. I don't know if this is legal for me to hold up.
I call that cheating, and get that good news. We can't see your screen. I don't know. To me, that is a film of you and your father when he was still alive playing golf.
And your dad watching us jerk off.
Thank you, Mr. Barney.
John Rahm, just because
this is like our Father's Day special.
God,
John Rahm hasn't teed off yet, though. Koepka's in the lead. I got a future on John Rahm. I would need to make some more money.
Tiger is going to make a comeback and win it all.
Oh man!
Here first.
If you are, by the way, to get local, if you are in any sort of driving distance of Still Fire Brewing, they made a specialty beer. I texted you all about it. I got a crowler for myself. So next time,
where is Still Fire?
Still Fire is in it's kind of near. I want to say Swanee. It's technically downtown. Let's see. It's downtown. Yeah, it's downtown Swanee.
Okay.
It's in their downtown center, so not super far. Really cool brewery. They have a playground for kids and stuff. And it's an open container, right? So if you get a beer there, you can mosey around their area, their town square. Cool. But they have an Azalea beer that is just about one of the best beers I've ever had. It's super refreshing. It's because sometimes a fruity beer is too fruity, and it loses that beer taste.
I like a very fruity beer.
This is a fruity beer. I do too. I just mean sometimes it's this is like a cider or a seltzer, and I don't want that.
It can't get fruity enough for me.
All right. Well,
it's a beach ball.
It's the honest truth, though. It's the honest truth. I really do love super fruity. Sitting at the Braves games,
and it's 90 degrees outside. Look, hell yeah.
Why don't you just drink a Budweiser?
Well, I mean, I will. I usually do.
Boycott.
Yeah, that's right. Brett's boycotting them right
now. I'm with Kid Rock. I stand with my boy Kid. We ball with the ball, and we don't drink Budweiser.
Here's the thing. Do you shoot it, or do you throw a hand grenade at it, or do you really make it entertaining and get a tank on your property and shoot it with a tank? I don't know. I'm staying out of it.
I don't touch it. I don't want to get the gay on me. I'm not allowed to say that. It's a joke, people. It's a joke. Obviously, it's not that big a deal.
No, this whole thing's an advertising campaign. Come on now. But
I'm wondering, is it because they're all over the news and everybody's upset?
Companies don't do anything unless it's going to be profitable for them. That's the whole rub.
Well, Nike somehow survived their so
they did even better.
I'm just whatever. I'm going to drink what I drink,
Yeah, exactly.
And, I will tell you, I apologize, but you will never see a rainbow in this bottle ever. It's just not my thing, but my kid loves them. I mean, when I see one in the sky, I think it's God. God's little, is there a pot?
You think it's offensive that they were we're not going to pick one color. We're just going to take all of them.
Look, Jeff Gordon won with that. I mean,
well, he's another one. He was offensive.
He's a rainbow warrior.
He was offensive.
Whatever. I am so non-opinion on this. I do like joking about it and having fun, but of
course.
I mean, you have to. This world is on fire.
Yeah.
But the other thing is too, by the time you're listening to this podcast, Easter Sunday, have passed.
Oh yeah, true.
And I just
Oh yeah,
wanna
Steve,
say,
what are you doing for Easter for the kids?
first off, cheers to our Lord and Savior. That's what Easter.
The bunny.
Bunny. Yeah. Let's see. Spoken like a true liberal. Probably don't even go to church.
I go to church twice a year. Thank you very much.
Are you a creaster?
I'm a creaster.
Okay.
So you're going this weekend.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Oh
will
yeah.
not be.
Yeah.
Your boy's got too many jobs.
Oh,
Sorry,
well.
I cut myself
Yeah.
off.
You know what? You got too many jobs to go to church, but as long as you think of the Lord. But no, Easter egg hunts will take place. But you know what? They're probably going to get rained out. It's supposed to be nasty weather. But everybody's going to do their thing. But it does remind me of an Easter story. Now my mom lives in Alabama because she never thought I was going to get married or have children. So she moved out to Jackson's Gap, where my brother runs a camp there. And they've lived there for now 20 something years. So she was around his kids and was able to help out in the raising, and that made her feel good. And because my father had passed, I don't think her high school sweetheart, who was engaged to her before my dad but screwed up and my dad moved in, 40 years later, his wife passed, my dad passed, they get back together. I don't think he liked living in our house in Fayetteville. So I think they wanted to move, but that's where they are. But before they left, and when my mom lived in Fayetteville, my father was still alive, we had Easter egg hunts, and it would be whatever girl I was dating, my brother's girlfriend, then wife, because he got married early, my other brother's girlfriend, and then his new girlfriend, and then his wife, because he got married early. Both my brothers have kids in their 20s, 23, 24, 25, and here I am with a 2-year-old. So we're playing, and these are their girls. I mean, these are, my one brother, literally his wife now was his girlfriend then. And my mom's like, go. And there's money in the eggs, no candy. And, we're all out for the money. Some of them have
I love a money egg or the Reese's eggs, like the little Reese's. That's pretty much money to me.
Occasionally chocolates. Even the kids, like their kids started to play with us, and their kids at the time, I think, were 12, 10, 8, and 6. They went out there. It was every man for himself.
Are we talking cash or coins?
We're talking cash, some coins, some candy, and it was full contact. My brother started.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
It was rollerball egg hunt.
Yep.
I mean, it was on. It was elbows. My one brother came out in effing padding. The other brother had a football helmet on. I'm like, okay.
Oh, that's smart.
Let's get, and I put in my mom's like, what are y'all doing? Should have been all filmed. I put in a mouthpiece. I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go. You're not going to mess up my teeth. So we go and we're grabbing eggs and everybody's getting it. My brother's elbowing me and the other brother's hitting me. And then my one brother hits me and knocks me to the ground. Well, I see the golden egg, and that was the one that was hidden. And we knew that's where at least a 20 spot was in it.
Nice.
I see my sister-in-law going for it. At the time, my brother's girlfriend. I'm in a full sprint. And man, she's like just kind of moving towards it. I just nailed her knee in the ribs on accident, but I hit her, knocked the breath out of her. So I've got the gold egg going, yeah. And she's on the ground going. And my brother comes over and pushes me. Man, she can't breathe. And she's like, and I'm like, gold egg. Girl I'm dating's like, oh my God, I think she's hurt. So the whole family cowers around her. Then this is where I really burned bridges with the family for about a year. I saw more eggs. So while they're all gathered around her, I went and grabbed more eggs. I came out of that winning about $78. That was good money back then.
Oh my, I've never heard anybody win that much in a Easter egg hunt.
Steve, this is how we got to recoup from unemployment. We got to just go, we got to find a bunch of egg hunts and just, look, you and I, houses with brothers growing up, very similar experience over here. Yeah. We are stone cold pros at the egg hunt. We got to take advantage of these skills.
I'm going to get the egg. And I'm scoping out. And while we're all ready to go, I'm scanning. I know where I actually have a route in my head to get the most eggs. And gold egg's always the one. I will tell you that she was pissed. She called me an ass. And she got in her car and she left. It took my brother about 48 hours to work that one out. And I had to formally apologize next time she came over for dinner. And I'm like,
I'd have been like, no, that's your problem. I'm like, don't go get in the full contact egg hunt where you got guys walking out in helmets and shoulder pads. You know what's about to go down.
I'm like, they said it. They lit the fuse and I blew up. That's what
Yeah,
happened.
they set the tone and you
They
created
did.
the standard.
Thank you. And that's what I kept telling my parents. And they're like, your brother really cares about her. This could be the one. I'm like, she's a pansy. He's going to marry a
Bitch
pansy.
can't even take a hit.
Can't take a rib hit. Get over it. Get your hair back. Start hunting. Whatever. But that's the end of my story. I would say at this point in time, I would like to be finished. Not like Evan. Finish me off.
All right. I hope your dad's watching. This is for me forever. It's going to be like the funniest thing to me. Oh, here we go.
My son was here. Brooks, don't listen. Daddy's on the last segment. Tell Mom I'm finishing this show off. Go tell her.
All right. Blank. Oh,
okay. Thank you.
I don't think he's going to get this one right.
Go ahead.
Blank Memorial calls WWE shameless for using its image in a match promo. Blank Memorial calls WWE shameless for using its image in a match promo. Blank Memorial.
Blank Memorial.
I got to say Lincoln. It's the only memorial I know.
I'm gonna go way grimmer because I think Lincoln is like, no, WWE is an American pastime. I think this is got to be like a Holocaust memorial or like some sort of like sensitive. Yeah, that's my guess.
You're going down the right road. So Auschwitz Memorial calls WWE shameless for using its image in a match promo.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Good job, Evan.
I'm glad I didn't get that right, but well done.
Yeah, no, I kind of feel bad that I did.
Yeah.
All right. Can we really trust AI? ChatGPT falsely accused me of blank. Can we really trust AI? ChatGPT falsely accused me of blank.
Not being a communist.
Communist?
I don't say it well. Communist.
Yeah, I think we just found that out.
I also used to not be able to say Valentine's, but I've gotten better.
I'm gonna go
Valentine's.
I was a Valentine's guy for years.
They accused me of being an AI. They tried to flip the script.
ChatGPT falsely accused me of sexually harassing my students.
What?
The teacher.
Yeah, right.
Obviously.
I got that.
All right. Michigan man charged with assault for allegedly hitting clerk in the head with blank. Michigan man charged with assault for allegedly hitting clerk on the head with blank.
Would it be a letter opener, a stapler? What would he hit him with?
That's what I was thinking, like a pen that's on one of those chains. You know, like he's at the clerk and was like, whap.
Yeah, it's got to be something weird.
Yeah.
A clerk.
Think
what kind
Michigan.
of clerk? What?
It just says clerk. Remember, I just pull the headlines. I don't read the stories.
Michigan. Think Michigan. I mean, yeah, I don't know. The lakes, the helmet, the football team. What would he hit him with?
What's in the lakes?
Fish. Hit him with a fish.
Hit him with a frozen fish. Slap the clerk in the face.
He got it. That's
I haven't.
I kind of helped him on that one.
I've done it twice in Seattle and Floribama. But go ahead.
Man, I want to hit someone with a fish.
All right, hang on. Let me read. Okay. Thieves steal, mangle, and sell for scrap blank used by blank. This is a double. Thieves steal, mangle, and sell for scrap blank used by blank.
Heating and air guys. Copper and heating and air guys. No, stole car parts from a NASCAR team.
Can you repeat it again, Brett?
Thieves steal, mangle, and sell for scrap blank used by blank.
I'm gonna guess computers used by like very high, like these computers were needed, so they stole like top floor of a big building and they sold for scrap.
Maybe Braille, like maybe it was blind kids, and that's why they were able to steal them. They stole Braille computers
because they couldn't see this.
I mean, look, those hard drives, graphics cards, those are worth a fortune.
Yes. All right. Neither of you guys got it. It's thieves steal, mangle, and sell for scrap wheelchairs used by disabled Syracuse athletes.
Wow, how scummy.
You're going to hell. I mean, there's
that's a direct ticket punch. Doom, doom.
Yeah. You shouldn't steal probably, but if you steal from like Walmart, like, okay, I don't think that's a moral failing necessarily. Like, morally, you can recover from that. Dude, stealing from disabled people,
their wheelchairs
work. Yeah.
And then selling the metal for scrap.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Dude, that is hell train. I don't think there's enough I'm sorry's, please forgive me in the world to get
there's no amount of Hail Marys you can do.
No. You could do a rosary every day for the rest of your life, and God's like, you took wheelchair.
I watched that happen. Sure as I watched this other kid finish himself off.
No, nobody does that. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. Nobody finishes off. Thanks to our sponsors. I'm Southside Steve, your host. Thanks to Brett Barney, my co-host. Thanks to my co-host, Evan Brando, in his fun room. It is show 162, the Yeah Come On Show. Watch it if you dare. Listen to it for sure. Can I get a yeah, come on?
Yeah, come on.
Unbelievable.